Hello everyone, welcome to Filmmaking with NJ. If it's not for the big screen, that is, if it's not for cinema, then you calm down a bit. You don't need to go using the latest cameras, the lenses, you don't need to go all through that journey. You don't need to use some certain gears. They are more expensive. You don't need to go that way. If it's for TV, if it's a TV film or a TV project, then you can use cameras that, at least I know that for now, the resolution that most TV stations or most TV will ask you to submit is 1080. So you look for a camera that at least can shoot 4K. So when you do 4K, you can now cut down the resolution. I'm not going to go too much into the technical part of it, because we'll bring in some of our guys that will help us to say, okay, these are the things you need to do. But these are where all these questions, all these answers must be answered and ticked and said, okay, this is what we want to achieve with this film. Not that I just want to impress, I want to show that I can use the latest camera for my project. And the truth is, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary to use some big kind of cameras and gears. You fly a drone. Is there any need for that? Does the script say so? Do you need it for this particular project? It's TV. People are going to sit down and watch on their screen, So you need to start deciding and preparing appropriately for where you want to end up. That is the distribution. So if it's going to be distributed by a particular marketer or a particular distribution company, you need to start talking to them now about your project, letting them know, let them carry you along and say, okay, these are the things you need to add. So it's easily done in pre-production than when you finish shooting, you have to go back to set to start shooting. No, all these things must be talked, must be planned, and you must have those conversations before you start filming, before you start shooting. When you are still having your pre-production, when you are still at your planning stage, you might not be able to plan for everything to the letter, but you must be able to plan for almost everything, making sure that all the people involved in the 3 stages are aware of what you're about to do. For example, if it's a talk show, if it's an interview, just get a very good camera. I don't want to mention names, except they are going to sponsor. But when the sponsor will let you know about the different kind of cameras you can use to have this certain resolution, we might even bring them on this program to have them educate us. Okay, if we use this kind of camera to achieve 1080 or a 4K or a 2K, because our cinemas, you need to know, okay, what resolution, how am I submitting it? So all of this need to be done in pre-production so that you're comfortable and you're confident enough to say, yes, we are ready for this shoot and we know where we are heading to. Our destination is TV, or our destination is cinema, or our destination is straight to Netflix, or our destination is airline, in flight. So you are already aware and you know how you're going to get your money back, because this is a profitable venture and it's not a documentary that you just want to put out there, and it's not a short film you are putting out there just for award and for you to be recognized in the industry. But if it's for money's sake, then you should need to start talking to the people that will help you make your money back and to plan properly. Production is when you start recording, when you start actualizing all your plans. They are now recorded, they are now saved, they are now being edited, So your day one means you have schedule that they've prepared during pre-production for everybody to look at and plan with. So every department looks at it from their own point of view. Makeup minds makeup business. So you're doing makeup for this actor. Set people, that's our department, they start looking at for set. That means this actor, this is where we are going to be filming at. I need to get this place ready before the time stipulated on the call sheet, because we will then have call sheet for each day. So your schedule is the summary of everything you need to shoot. We don't shoot chronologically. We shoot out of sequence. We shoot locations by locations, or we shoot actors by actors, depending on the flow depending on how we want it. So nobody shoots according to the script because there are different locations, except it's a studio base where all the locations are in a particular space. So you can achieve that. But so far so good. Most times you might pick up a particular location and say, these are the locations, this is the location I'm filming for this day. Tomorrow it might be somewhere else. So every department needs to now plan accordingly and get ready. So the period you are having principal photography, it's not the time to start planning because money has started running. So that's the period that producers are not happy. They need you to work on double clock. They don't need you to think. They need you to work and achieve and actually come out with results. So the thinking period is now over. It's for you to actually actualize your thinking and your planning so that we don't waste money. We don't abandon a project. So every department needs to work with the time that has been given or allocated to achieve those things because we are working towards another goal. We've not gotten to our destination yet, and we need it to be able to say, yes, we have a production. So the actors need to get their lines. They need to be in character. They need to be able to deliver. The crew members need to make sure that the gears are checked, ready to go every day, every time. The post-production guys, that's the editing department, one of them needs to be around to copy card every day. Once the card is full, that is when they copy, they log it, they do backup, so that we are sure that we are not losing any files, we are not leaving anything untouched. So your production period is your most sensitive period of production. It's the most sensitive stage of production, and this is where it's the shortest period. Yes, production is the longest period. Sometimes it's even longer than your editing period. So your shooting period is actually the shortest. The highest we can do for sometimes to shoot maybe 6 months, 3 months, 21 weeks. For we Nigerians, we do 10 days. I do 10 days a lot to shoot a cinema film. I do 10 days. Anything more than 10 days means it's a lot of money. That means you need to have a break, then continue. So worst case, we do like 21 days, that's 3 weeks. So that means a lot of millions, a lot of money is being spent every day. Yes, so like we have to camp people. A lot of people won't come from home. So your pre-production stage is where you start thinking about some certain things like accommodation, feeding, a lot of other things, we didn't mention, but I can easily put it here. So you know that your crew are camp. They give you a particular time to get up and work. When you finish, you go home. The period we are producing, you are shooting, the period you are actually having production is not the period to be lounging. It's the period to work and go on, because every minute counts. Every minute counts. If you are not clear, and you need to be clear, If there are issues, this is the period to say it, to point it out to the director, to point it out to the AD department, to be able to fix them, so that the next day we don't have issues. Everybody needs to work at the top of their game so that we can have a proper shoot. And another thing is like a relay. Every leg, first leg, second leg, third leg, and last leg is very important. So it's like production now is like our third leg, and it's very important. You need to be on speed. You need to actually win. So we are relying on all the crew members now, because that's when they all need to come together to actually work and deliver and go. So our next stage is now post-production. So post-production, I would like to break it down into two. Post-production is when you start assembling. That's the editing stage and the distribution stage. So post-production now is where you start editing. You start assembling all the footages, all the things you've recorded, arranging them in the way you want to tell the story. Scene 1, scene 2, do we arrange it this way? Should we bring this? Do we do special effect? Do we add this music? Do we do sound designs? Do we call in this person to do this, to do that? This is where you start bringing every of the hard work every crew member has done, all the cast together to then make it a beautiful movie or a beautiful project that everybody will look back and say, yes, I was part of this project. It was awesome. It was wonderful. So also your distribution now, while the editing is going on, this is for you now going back to meet your distribution guys to say, this movie is in post-production. Do we need to start running adverts? Do we need to start doing this for people to create an awareness, for people to know that this movie is about to hit the cinema, this movie is about to go on this channel, this project is about to hit YouTube, this skit is coming out so day we are launching. You know, this is where both of these things are working simultaneously, editing and distribution. That's marketing. I like to call it post-production. That's editing and marketing and distribution. So you are marketing it for distribution so that your targeted audience are aware of the content you've made. I think it's clear enough. It's simple enough. You're not going to waste too much time on this. And if you can achieve these 3 stages of production, you can effectively do these 3 stages. I don't think you will ever have a problem in any project you embark on. Ask the right people, hire the right crew, and take it to the right channel where it needs to get to. Even if it's a project that doesn't involve you making money back, like a short film needs to go to film festivals, this is time. If you follow these 3 stages, you will definitely get to your destination. Thank you so much for being part of Filmmaking with MJ. See you for another exciting topic. If you have questions, feel free to send in your questions. If there are things you need us to address, if there are questions you need us to throw more, if there are topics you need us to throw more light in, please feel free to ask questions. And if I can't answer it here, there's a consulting number you can call. We'll try as much as possible to see if we can do some free consultation for some certain people. And if it's too much of a consultation, you know, that is leading to pre-production, we will know what to tell you, but we might not be able to cover all the topics because we want it to be as short, sharp, straightforward, clear, and something you put to work immediately. Thank you guys. See you next time. Bye.